I am excited. Do you want to know why? So excited. Okay. So, I have taken the 15 story beats in this novel and did this. So welcome to my channel today. Let's get into this. Okay, so first of all, what you're going to need is the book, and tabs are optional. I not only tabbed it, but I wrote in it, and you know, all that other fun stuff. Note cards, post-it notes of various colors because, well, I'll get into that in a bit. Pen, pencil, writing utensils, paper clips, and a copy of your story outline, whatever. Okay, what you're gonna do on each card, you're gonna take a note card, and in the book where she talks about how many scenes per beat, so the first one, okay, so act 1, the first beat is called the opening image. It takes a single scene, so I write on this card opening image, single scene. And I also put act 1 on the edge, and I'll show you. I have to find it here and take my post-it note off because I don't want you guys to know what my theme is. Okay, so this is what it looks like. That might be a little backwards, but you see how I wrote opening image, scene 1, what act it was. I'll tell you the percentages later, and I even wrote the page number in the book so that if I needed to understand more of what should go on in that scene, I can reference it back to that book. So I did that for every single beat. When I get to the scene beat, okay, so your opening is a single, your theme stated is a single. Beat 3, which is your setup, is a multi-scene. So I will grab multiple cards, and on each one of these cards I will write setup, multi-scene, setup, multi-scene on every single. On these I will write down watch out, the scene on a post-it and then put it on here so that I can move post-its around and so that I can just reuse these cards for the next story. Okay, then I do that for every single beat, and she tells you within the book how many scenes per beat. Now the percentage where I got it from, she tells you where these beats, what percentage of the story they should land in. And so it kind of gives you an overall view of, like, your midpoint should be at the 50% mark in your book. Midpoint, 50% makes sense, right? I love the percentages, so I added that in. That was another thing I added to the card. You wouldn't have to do that. It's completely up to you. Then the other thing that I did, I don't know if you noticed, but I have four groupings of cards. This one is act 1. All the beats within act 1. Then this one is act 2A. Okay, there's a lot of stuff that happens on that one. This is act 2B. And then this is act 3. So I just have them separated out into the acts. It makes it a little easier to manage, a little easier, okay? Now, the reason you have multiple colors, one color represents your main plot. the other colors will represent your subplots, okay? So that you can, when I'm done laying all of this out, and when I get to that point, I'll make another video. But when I am done, I've got right now blue and green. So that means I have 2 plot points that I'm working on right now. I'll probably have to add these 2 for other plots, okay? When you lay it out, you'll get to see if there's any gaps. Like, so say you have one yellow one over here, and then like 4 beats down the line is your next yellow one. Well, what's happening in their other beats? What's happening at the other points in the story with this plot line? If you don't have enough, I think this is the way I'm going to look at it. If I don't have enough story for this plot, I'm tossing the plot out. If I can't think of something else to add in, then the plot's got to go. Because if it only happens like here, here, and here, then really it's not going to add much to the story. It's not there to drive my character forward towards her her theme and everything. So it's like towards her need. Anyway, that is how I'm doing it. Of course, I wrote in pencil on the note card and then in pen on the Post-it. You could do it however you want. I don't know why I did it that way. I just did. And she also suggests, Jessica Brody also suggests that you have 30 cards per 25K words. So that means for my story, I'm going to need about 120 cards. And sometimes you're going to have 2 cards that need to happen in the same scene, okay? That's kind of like, especially if you've got multiple plots that you've got to juggle, some of your plots are going to converge into one scene, and so that's where you'll combine several Post-it notes into one scene and make sure it's all happening in the same scene and trying to figure out how it's going to work. It's a big old puzzle piece. I love it. So I am super excited to get into this. Like I said, I've got the major plot points marked out, and then I'm going in with my secondary one, which is kind of just only maybe like 10% less important. And then I've got 2 more that I have to go through, and once I get all of this done, all of these Post-it notes figured out, then I'm going to take it in to my program and input it. But I will take you along on this journey. This is where I'm starting. I'm a visual person, so I want to show you guys what I'm doing. Alright, I hope you enjoyed that first glimpse, and I will take you along. I can't promise exactly when I will show these videos, but I will make sure that each step I will show you what it looks like. And I'll have to come up with a name for this series. Maybe it'll be the 15 beats. I don't know if is that a copyright? I don't know. I'll figure it out and name this appropriately, because I'm sure if you're watching this video, I've already decided what I'm going to name it. So anyway, if you've enjoyed this today, please give it a thumbs up, a like, hit me in the comments. Okay, don't hit me literally. That wouldn't be nice. Let's talk about it. Like, how do you use note cards, if you use note cards and Post-it notes and plotting and planning and structuring and outlining, all of that fun stuff. Hit subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see you next time with another video. Mwah.